Suraj Patel is an attorney and a professor at NYU's Stern School of Business, and he joins us tonight. Mr. Patel, thanks very much for coming on.
Thanks, Tucker.
So, how disappointing. I wasn't a Sanders voter, but I certainly respected his willingness to make a case for economic populism back in 2016, and I agree with a lot of the things he said, honestly. How disappointing is it to see him become another identity politics drone? Why is there no room in the Democratic Party for someone to just make a straightforward economic case?
Well, Tucker, I don't think that he isn't making an economic inequality case, but you cannot talk about economic inequality in this country without talking about racial and economic disparity because of the systems we've built, because of the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow and internment and all those things. What he's saying basically is that things like race and inequality are inextricably intertwined based on the institutions we've built and the legacies of them. And it's only responsible that
now you're confusing me because you're making a case that bears no relationship to the facts or the numbers. So the richest people in America are not white people. Immigrant groups, actually, including African immigrants, Indian immigrants, I think, are the richest group in the United States.
No, that's
your
right.
average Nigerian immigrant makes more than your average native-born white American. So it's a lot more complicated. I'm not sure what that means exactly, but I know that what you just said is totally false.
It is very complicated, but the fact of the matter the fact of the matter is that you are, by and large, statistically speaking, the darker you are in this country, the poorer you are. Some of that's
but hold on, that's not true. Wait, hold on, slow down. That's not true. It's so much more complicated than that. That what you're saying is a lie. And so Asian immigrants, for example, have the highest educational attainment level and the highest incomes of any group in America. Okay? So if what you're saying is true, and again, I'll agree with you on this, it's super complicated. But what you're saying is not complicated. It's painting a picture of racial division that isn't backed up by the facts, and you know it.
No, that's not right. Look, Tucker, what we're saying is simply this. We know, for example, the criminal justice system creates significantly unequal outcomes for people based on their color or background. Like that black people are given stronger sentences, surveilled more often, and policed more often. That puts them into a cycle of poverty at times that you can't get another job after you have a felony on your record. You have a 1 in 3 chance of being incarcerated or put on parole by the time you're 30.
There's some truth to what you're saying, that people of all colors who are convicted of felonies have a really tough time digging out of it. And I have real sympathy for them.
So I think what I'm saying is Bernie Sanders is not...
Hold on. So what you just said is untrue, and you know it's untrue, that the darker you are, the more oppressed you are, when in fact, most poor people in America are white, as you know. The poorest state is the whitest state, West Virginia. So let's stop lying. Look, I'm not making the case for any racial group. I'm making a case for a non-racial approach to policy, which is the only one we can have without wrecking the country, no?
And there is no doubt that the single best argument and the single best candidate is going to be the one who is able to convince that white working class voter that they have more in common. Their lot in life right now has more in common with a single black working class mother in Queens or somewhere than they do with someone like Jared or Ivanka, who are born with everything.
No, but you're offering another species of identity. Like, why do I care about the color of voters? I mean, Bernie Sanders in 2016 never mentioned anybody's color. He's like, look, you're getting exploited by your employer in these big companies. That was a colorblind case, and the Democratic Party hated it because it has a stake in racial division. You know that that's true.
Tucker, it's like I said, you can't approach the issue of inequality without talking about and looking at some of the racial disparities in it. And that's all people are saying.
Really? Then how did Nigerian immigrants wind up making more than native-born white Americans?
All Nigerian immigrants have not done that. All Nigerian immigrants do not make more money than all of the people.
But if it's as simple as the blacker you are, the more oppressed you are, like, that's just not true.
And that's not what I'm saying. You're simplifying this argument to make it sound ridiculous. Okay. The fact of the matter is, like I said, that identity is intertwined with this, and it's not that you need to sit there and always talk about identity of our voters, of ourselves that are running for office.
Okay.
What you have to do is at least show the curiosity and the understanding and the acknowledgement that we have significantly treated races differently in this country in the past, and that creates
I have a lot of curiosity
today.
about what the facts actually are, which is why I'm bringing this up tonight. And I just think, look, race is a dead end. Let's bring back the old Bernie Sanders. You disagree. Mr. Patel, thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate it.